So hello viewers, today is 1st of July 2026 and we will likely to have election in 3 months time in New Zealand, and political parties are issuing their tax policies. So I just looked at recently a Green Party tax policy. So I just to give you some feedback of what I think is there. I'm nobody to say this is good or this is bad. That's not the point of this video. The point is mainly what is this policy about and what they're trying to do. So if you want to know, be with me in this few minutes. I'll tell you what they're trying to do. So the Green Party, what they're trying to say is we want to bring a wealth tax. You might recall in the previous election also, they came with this tax policy when they wanted to introduce wealth tax. At that point in time, the value they said is about $2 million. They said if you own assets worth $2 million, you have to pay wealth tax on that, approximately 1.5 to 2% on the net value of your wealth. Now, obviously, that policy wasn't liked by many, so that's why they didn't get as many support as they wanted. So now they have changed the policy, similar policy, but different things. Now, what they're trying to say is, let's do it, but the threshold now is $10 million. So anything over $10 million will come into a wealth tax category. So now they're talking about very few percentage of people. So what they're saying is 96% people will not be affected. So we're talking about very few percentage of people. I guess from that 4% as well, we're talking about perhaps handful of people who have substantial assets. So in theory, this proposition looks good. Wow, let those super rich pay tax and all those sort of things. But we also be careful of wealth shifting. What I mean by that is the moment we know, like if I don't have that sort of money, okay, I'm just a normal guy, but someone who has that sort of money and they know that it's going to be wealth tax, they might shift that money somewhere else where there is no wealth tax. And there are a lot of jurisdiction in the world when there is no tax, low tax, and they're all wanting investments from overseas. If that happens, then what Green Party gonna do? Or what the integrity or neutrality concept of tax policies will be there? So someone somewhere have to do some analysis on what percentage can be shifted and what would be downside of it. If it's shifted altogether, then who are you gonna tax? There is nobody to tax. The wealth is not there. So that could be another criteria. Also, they're saying that first 10,000 will be tax-free income for a lot of people. That's a good outcome. It will help a lot of people, of course. So that's a good initiative if they can do it. And what they're saying is we want to introduce 45% tax over $160,000. Again, you are trying to attack a handful of people. Again, that's a good outcome. I don't see any problem with that as well. So the policy is good, all of them. It's just when they're going to introduce it, how they're going to introduce it, and what level of introduction will be there. That's something they have to think about it. And the main thing I think is the shifting of wealth. When people start shifting, how they're going to stop that sort of thing. They also talked about we already covered that part, super rich, 2.5% tax, annual tax on net assets. So what they're trying to say, net asset is, which includes properties, companies, shares, other assets, less mortgage and debt. So 2.5%. For example, if I have a value of properties worth $50 million, including property, company, shares, all sorts of assets, and I have a loan of $10 million, so 40 million is my net asset. So 2.5% on $40 million. You can do your maths, will be substantial amount of tax will be there. And they want to bring back the inheritance tax. Again, what they're talking about is, if it's a small inheritance here and there, don't worry about it. But if it's a large inheritance is coming to someone, few millions dollar coming, of course, they want some tax. So inheritance tax, they want to bring it back. It took us a while to get rid of it. Now, if it comes back, again, the intentions, a good policy is good. It's just the introduction of it, that how this will be administered and how it will be introduced. That's the main thing they will face here if it's ever come into power. Very cleverly, they thought about introducing the corporate tax rate. The corporate tax rate, they want to introduce it to 33%. So new tax rate, which is a corporate company tax rate. But then they put a catch there. The catch is the turnover has to be above $30 million. Now you're talking about very handful of companies again. As we know, there are about 660,000 companies or businesses in New Zealand, registered entities in New Zealand, out of which 97% are small businesses. So I would hope 97% of that will be less than $10 million turnover, right? They're talking about $30 million turnover. So they're talking about 0.7%. So out of those 97%, 3%, from that, again, handful of companies, they're talking about 0.7%. Perhaps you can count them on numbers. Won't be more than 100 to 200 companies, actually, these companies who will be affected. And these are large corporates. Even if they have to pay more tax, it wouldn't matter them much. But again, something they have to think about is profit shifting tactics they might use, such as management fee, more lending from the other companies, royalties. They might shift the expenses to other jurisdiction where the tax rate is lower. So we have to be thoughtful of, again, that has to be in conjunction with the Australian companies tax rate as well, because a lot of our corporates are owned by them, and the moment they start shifting the expenses from here to there, how are we going to do it? So the policies looks good on paper, it looks very good, but there will be some strategies and techniques to be used by those clever businesses, and how we going to stop that. So that's the main thing, it will come here. Again, big tech withholding and major bank levy. They mentioned bank to pay another 0.6%. No problem. That's good thought. Big tech withholding is all these big, you know how this big tech companies, Google, Facebook, and them, they pay very little tax in New Zealand. They shift all the profits to overseas company by the name of royalties, management fee, use of software, and no way anyone can challenge them. Irish jurisdiction, they might pay only 10-15% tax there, and a lot of things shifted. Singapore, Hong Kong, jurisdiction are low. You have less tax in those jurisdictions. So what they're saying is, regardless of whatever it is, give me 5% of your revenue. I want something from you. So a good initiative, but the application of that, introduction of that. So if that's been done properly, good initiative. Bright line tax extension back to 10 years, bringing back the interest, tax reductions, and all sorts of stuff. Good initiative. Introduction is a problem. But if you want to do it, why only target residential properties? You got to look at the beyond it and look at other things as well. So not specifically target one part of it. So good initiative, introduction of it, and how they make it policy more neutral so that everyone likes it. So key takeaway is from this is top tax rate may go up to 45% over 160,000, and first 10,000 will be tax free for all the small income earners, kids who are earning very little money. They'll benefit from that a lot. And high net worth individuals, trust, large companies, residential landlord, family succession planning, and family owned tech platforms, that might be a target. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please share. Thank you.